All right, today we're going to talk about Mastery Quiz number 3 for geometry. Mastery Quiz 3 involves conditional statements. We're looking at identifying the hypothesis and the conclusion of a conditional statement. Here our statement starts off with, if a bugler plays, then the troops wake up. The hypothesis begins with the word if. You're looking for the if. So the if the bugler plays is considered the hypothesis. We'll underline that with a single underline. The then part is called the conclusion. Then the troops wake up. We'll double underline that. In these types of questions, just make sure that the if part is the hypothesis. That doesn't mean the if part is always first. It could be the second part of the statement. Question number 2 has to do with writing the converse of a conditional statement. That's basically switching the if and the then around. So instead of starting with the if part, we're going to start with the then part. Our original statement starts off with, if two circles have the same center but different radii, then they are concentric circles. Well, to rewrite that as a converse, what we'll do is we'll start with the word if, but instead we'll say, if two circles are concentric circles, then the circles have the same center but different radii. Hopefully you can read my writing here. I'm getting a little sloppy. Okay, when you write converse statements, sometimes there's an overlap of some of the terms. Here we started with, if two circles have the same center. We started in our converse with that same beginning point, if two circles. Sometimes you got to overlap some of those terms. But the key statements are the concentric circles and same center but different radii. So it isn't just a quick switch of the if and the then and just copy. You got to kind of use your noggin a little bit and make sure that that statement makes sense. All right, question number 3 has to do with reading a statement and deciding if it's true or false, and then if it is false, try to come up with a counterexample. Our statement here is, if a person lives in the Twin Cities, then the person lives in a suburb. Take a minute and think about that and try to understand what Twin Cities means. If you live in the Twin Cities area, does that mean you live in a suburb? The answer to that is false, because you could be living in the Minneapolis or St. Paul city proper. You don't necessarily have to be living in a suburb. All right? So we want to be able to understand the truth value of a statement, and if it is false, come up with a reason for it. Good luck on your next Mastery Quiz.